Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back here with another episode of What If? Season 1, Episode 8. Now, the last episode was the Thor one, right?
Yeah, it was what if Thor and Loki hadn't been raised together.
Yeah.
So Thor just turned into a party animal. And
he needed the sharpening of the
it's
sword.
basically him in the original Thor film.
Except worse.
Except he wasn't as violent. He was just partying everywhere.
Yeah.
Because in the first Thor film, he was out there starting wars with on Jotunheim.
Yeah.
And, being a shit stirrer.
He was just irresponsible.
I need to look up the quote that Odin says to him. You are a, arrogant something boy. Like little boy.
Yeah.
And Loki tries to speak up. Ah!
Father. Ah!
Can't wait for the day I get to do that to my kids.
Ah!
Having an argument and someone tries to step in. Ah!
No, it was a really good one because it was funny, it was laid back, and yet the ending was a little weird to me. We were joking in our Star Wars visions.
The ending it was unnecessary. They had this whole thing. It was supposed to be funny, lighthearted, and him just being a fucking goof and running around being a frat boy.
Yeah.
And he had the redeeming moment where he actually followed up and gave the girl flowers, called her the next day, essentially.
Good old Jane.
And then fucking Vision showed up. Evil Vision with his little
He
robot.
looked cool as hell.
He looked cool, but it was unnecessary.
Yeah, it was. Because we're joking about Star Wars visions. Like, if this was a Star Wars vision, the bad guy would come in the end and would end.
Yeah. You expect those to have some darker ends.
Yeah.
But these have had a lot of dark moments, but with this episode, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't, but whatever.
I guess we can place bets on whether or not this one will have one, but what if Ultron won?
It starts. I think it's going to start bad at the very least, right?
Yeah, I know.
Or we're going to see like everyone die, kind of like the beginning of the history of Trunks.
You find out that they did die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the great classic history of Trunks,
That was a good film.
It's a good one.
I've been rewatching Dragon Ball Z Kai with the kids.
Yeah.
And we're in the Android saga now. So they just finished off 19 and 20, which had been Giro and that fucking little doll-looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which actually is Todd Havercorn in the English dub.
Oh, for real?
And
he's a freaky voice. I'll tell you that.
he does, and it worked for that little.
No, it's definitely scary. I love those. I love that show. In History of Trunks, that's just a good fucking film, man.
It's really good. I mean, I know he's gone back and retconned Bardock's history now.
Yeah,
the Super Broly movie.
Yeah,
but
I like it though.
Which is acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't like some of the armor changes they did.
Okay.
Because I know there's a variety of armor in the Frieza Force.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that they went back and they retconned it so they had that armor back then too.
Yeah.
So the square shoulder pads and shit, if you remember that or not.
I remember that because
because Broly has a version of it.
Yeah.
When he fights Vegeta and Goku. So
they made it seem like it was always there.
Yeah, and I don't think that was necessary. I mean, you get to see a young Vegeta and Raditz together.
Well, yeah, it's almost retcons a little bit of the age with Vegeta, I think, doesn't it?
No, he's kind of the same age. It was when you saw him in the original Bardock film.
Yeah.
But they changed his look a little.
Okay.
They do go back and say he had a brother.
Yes.
Because in GT he has a brother.
Well, he's got a brother also in Dragon Ball Super. I thought he did.
Well, they probably have. I haven't followed, but that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is that they hadn't, in GT, original Dragon Ball Z GT, before Super came along.
Yeah.
In GT, he had a brother.
Okay.
But they didn't. That wasn't canon.
Yeah.
So they went back and they kind of brought that in, so you can see where Toriyama's addressing some things he likes, that are fan favorites or some possible storylines, and bringing that in. But anyway, that's too easy of a hole to go down. Let's go.
About 90 seconds. Start the clock.
It's kind of like D-Day. Like a Terminator 2 in the future.
Yeah. You got a cybernetic arm. The cloak of invisibility.
Invisible cuts.
How's his hair green? That probably would have killed his ass.
Yeah.
I think the secret to taking down Ultron is here.
It's Russia, Hawkeye. Secrets were the national pastime.
That's a cool line.
The world began with one man's dream, organic body to call his own, one that fused the powers of man, machine, and mind. With the infinite power of the Mind Stone, Ultron began to lay waste to the planet.
Cap's dead. Doors down. Hulk's down.
It's like
That looks unpleasant.
the Terminator.
The age of Ultron was only beginning.
Lord.
I see everything. There are worlds.
That's his armor he had in the last one.
Yeah.
Worlds that needs me.
It's a terrible thing.
That's a pretty impressive weapon.
It's like Death Stars and Zeus cannons and all that stuff.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, poor guy. It was like Man of Steel in the beginning.
Sorry, Jeff. Destroy his ego. Captain Marvel, there's your girl.
Couldn't he use all the stones to end all life?
What do you think? Damn.
Jesus.
Overkill.
He's stunned. The realization nearly broke the machine. Who said that? I see you.
Like hang up the phone.
I've seen everything. Even that machine is not as invincible as it might think. There is still hope for this universe.
There's another.
One last hope.
So they didn't blow up Earth.
He didn't blow it up. There's only a few planets that look like he blew up.
Okay.
For the most part, he just annihilated everything on them.
I thought he destroyed all life, as far as he knew.
Love that movie.
I guess just, he didn't blow up every planet. It didn't show him blowing up every planet.
Why did he say it was done?
I don't know.
He was wrong.
All sentient life?
And it never dies.
Oh shit. And he just disappears when they turn around.
Just tell him.
I can show them. I can intervene.
He didn't save that one universe. Strange.
So, what is that, an acronym?
He's a man.
He's that little scientist guy with the glasses.
Was wipe out Ultron.
Don't remember him.
That, he was a short little blonde guy
They really did.
with glasses that was helping Red Skull and all of them.
Okay,
And
I do
Hydra.
remember. Yeah.
Oh no.
I found you. I finally found you. Connection in 3, 2.
Lost everything, baby.
You think the stones wouldn't have as much effect there?
Kind of like the TVA.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Oh, but anything is possible in the multiverse.
Pretty cool little battle they're having.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually.
Oh shit!
Golden Frieza. Yeah, that hurt.
That's cool.
Mr. Varhoff.
It was Galactus.
Isn't this more fun than just watching?
Pretty cool beatdown.
Yeah.
I need your help.
They're tying them together now.
Yeah.
Now, we saw this with Ultron's get up in the conclusion of the last episode, so it's kind of redeemed the end of the last episode a little bit.
Yeah.
Reaction discussion. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty cool.
So did
I thought it was pretty cool. You know, it's still for me the design. I know it's probably an older design. They want to stay consistent. I admire that. But he just looks like this big weird baby thing.
He does.
Yeah.
This is the head.
Yeah. And it's always interesting to me when I know they have to make this thing digestible for everyone. When you have a being like that, I guess talking away that doesn't seem like super high above us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa. You know, he does stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird to me. But getting past that, it was cool. I like now that because we're focusing on him and he's been the constant throughout all of them. Mm-hmm. Now we know. I think they're going to.
Well, he's the one that would probably be the tie that binds.
Yeah.
Between them, he's the thread, the constant that they can take from every story that's happened. So now it's brought us back to the evil Doctor Strange. The end of the last episode, you had we thought was Vision.
Yeah. Which
makes sense. I forgot all. I haven't seen Age of Ultron in a long time. Mm-hmm. And so I forget all about his little incubation chamber where he's going to try to build that body for himself.
Yeah.
And all of that shit. So that's redeemed the end of the last episode for me because we were talking about how it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah.
So now it makes sense.
And now I think they can maybe get the survivors out of all of them.
Yeah, now it can probably all start coming together.
Because on some of them he seemed like, it's hopeless, and now he can pluck them out of their hopeless situations unite them for a common cause.
Yeah, well, they'll have Captain Carter.
Yeah.
You'll have a Nick Fury and a few of them, really.
Yeah.
Spider-Man and the zombies.
Yep.
You had...
and the Black Panther one.
Black Panther, where he was in the...
Yeah. But maybe he'll turn good for this.
Oh, the bad one. I meant him as the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord.
Okay. No, yeah, I mean...
That's what I was going for.
That's cool that this itself will have its own Avenger team-up.
It would.
It's always... Marvel's just really good at that type of thing.
They're good at, weaving these stories and bringing them together. They got a pretty good little hive mind of their own over there.
They do, man.
Putting their stories together.
They do. They needed to tap into that mind. I like Hawkeye and Natasha. They're playing out their dynamic they've had before, and then we had...
There's a switch up from when they got the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
And when Natasha died in the films, or now Clint.
Yeah.
Only gave up his life. In this
keep thinking they could have done that plan in a way where to minimize the kind of the risk. Like she called that thing before you start uploading it into the Arrow.
Yeah.
Like you could have waited after. You could have done a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously their plan wasn't foolproof. They weren't aware that Ultron wasn't even in the known universe, the observable universe.
Which I can forgive them for that.
Yeah, so I mean, otherwise their plan would have been fine. Mm-hmm. It would have worked. But they didn't know that he could break the wall, whatever fucking wall that is.
Yeah.
And go between dimensions and a space between the spaces.
The guy, Jeffrey, whatever his name is, who plays the
Jeffrey
baby,
Wright.
the big baby.
Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Who is the unseen seer.
Mm-hmm.
The ultimate observer.
He's the Watcher.
The Watcher. He literally
he's called the Watcher.
Okay, the Watcher. And it was probably trying to be. It was almost comical in his situations where he's watching, like, they're right there.
Yeah.
Can I interfere? No, I can't.
Yeah.
So,
it's right there. You're human.
It was, to me, it was like, you take a serious thing like that, and when I watch it with you, I'm doing voices in my head of him doing that in hypothetical off-screen things, but he actually doesn't.
Yeah.
And, it was just kind of comical, but not in a bad way.
And it worked out for the story.
Yeah.
And I like that they brought back Zola.
Mm-hmm.
He's a curious little guy that's entertaining to see. I like that actor.
Yeah.
He was actually in the film version of... Is it Stephen King's The Mist or is it The Fog?
I can't remember. I just know that ending really got to me.
It was terrible, but he was the little cart guy.
I don't remember it very much.
Yeah, he worked at the grocery store.
Read the book though. Yeah.
Okay.
No, and also the fight was really cool.
Yeah, it was
really
very cool. I was just every time he hit him and they changed.
Well, I interpreted it as like he might be even breaking that reality, or maybe he's.
I think he's just punching through the wall and going to that reality.
Okay.
Because he went to that one reality and then fucking Galactus took a big bite out of that planet.
Yeah.
And
so
that just jumped him to another one.
Galactus is basically from the Fox universe, right?
He's from...
No. I was thinking of something else.
Well, you're thinking of the Silver Surfer,
yeah.
right? And he's the Silver Surfer's the Herald of Galactus.
Yeah.
The Herald of Doom. He's like going around.
I used to watch that on Fox.
Silver Surfer?
Yeah. I don't remember very much, but it was on. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it. Man.
So, the fight was cool, and we were just talking about Dragon Ball Z on camera before.
We were.
And I remember thinking I might cut some of this out, and it's kind of relevant.
It's ironic, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's kind of the hits. You could feel the hits when they're hitting, and you can see the walls breaking.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a cool fucking anime. It's like a great thing for like 12, 13-year-old kids.
It's fantastic. I mean, my oldest daughter and my youngest really they like it. My youngest doesn't go out of her way to request it.
I used to go in the woods and scream.
When it starts going on,
Yeah.
when we put the on and start watching it, she gets into it.
Have you heard that badass rock version of Dragon?
No.
Oh, like when I was younger, that was like the theme song. It was really cool.
Do your kids have a favorite character?
My son likes Gohan, and he's the one I really watch it with. Leon doesn't really pay attention.
Okay.
But I want to start from the beginning and go through it again with him.
Yeah.
So I got to find the Bruce Falconer music dub. But I know on the Blu-rays they have both dubs on there, but on the Funimation, the app, they don't. So.
Well, I think my oldest seems to like 17, the android.
She's cool.
He.
Oh yeah, yeah.
18's the girl.
Okay. Yeah. They're both cool. You used to really like 17 when you were young.
I did.
Yeah.
But it's funny. My youngest. I don't know if it's because I like the character or not, but she really likes Vegeta.
Okay.
At least she hasn't said it out loud, but I can tell by the way she's talked about him in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's he doing? And like, she's very interested in that character.
Yeah.
And my daughters have got me a plush of the character.
Really?
So it's kind of like a combination of events, like where the only toy of the thing I have to play with is Vegeta.
Or maybe you lead them down that path to like Vegeta.
Well, I don't. I don't say much about it, really.
Well, I mean, maybe you're interested when he is on screen.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Lean towards it.
Because I've noticed that I do that with my kids. I try to be a blank slate to see what they like, and I still end up sometimes doing it.
I don't know. It just depends. I've watched My Hero Academia with my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
And her favorite character is Handyman. And I hate Handyman.
Yes.
I don't like him at all. And
Bakugo, Deku, I mean, and
my favorite's All Might.
he's a badass. Yeah, I mean, he's cool as hell.
He's cool. Has cool things. Has cool names for his moves. They're in American states.
All for One's awesome too.
He's all right. He's definitely kind of nefarious, but he doesn't have a lot of screen time.
Oh, he does with the fight and everything.
But there's some really cool characters in that.
Yeah.
That have pretty cool abilities.
Yeah.
Some of them are really cool, but they're just shitty people like Endeavor.
Yeah, but
Fire
have you
guy.
seen some of the new stuff of them?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Okay, it's it's good.
Redeem him a little bit.
A little bit. You find out more about him, and
I hear that he's kind of.
What's the son's name again? Todoroki.
Yeah.
He's cool. I like him. He's
alright.
powerful as shit.
But
too.
he just kind of seems like he's like a stereotypical badass anime kid.
Well, yeah.
The
I mean,
thing-
I'm not saying he's more than that. I'm saying
Yeah.
compared to the
Because,
other.
like you look at that kind of character. What's the other one's name? Deku.
Deku. Yeah.
Deku, Todoroki. How they're kind of
Definitely.
definitely Todoroki is kind of stereotypical. But if you go back to like the ingenuity of Toriyama with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, like Goku wasn't really
Yeah.
like a stereotype. He's kind of a goofball.
He was.
And he
Yeah.
still is when he's older. He
Yeah.
gets serious more. He gets more serious now when he fights.
Yeah.
But he was definitely a goofy guy.
Yeah.
And Gohan was like a whiny little shit when he's training with Piccolo and
Well, he's
everything.
like 6, but yeah.
I know. He's only he's 5 when Raditz takes him, or 4. He's 4 or 5. He's not very old.
Well, he's young.
And then a
Yeah.
year goes by when the Saiyans come, and he's only like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty fucking young.
I love when Gohan's wearing his gi.
Yeah,
It's cool.
It's really cool.
But this fight, now, it was just evoking some of these great fights of these cool animes that we watched.
Best fight in Dragon Ball Z. Your favorite, anyway. I know the Frieza one's a classic.
I mean,
I've rewatched it recently, and
It is-
I got to say, after seeing from the beginning the Saiyan arc and knowing that there's a lot of the same playbook that's gone through, like Goku gets taken out, they have to wait on Goku,
Yeah.
and they kind of go through that, and I still love that series. So
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, but it's still a classic fight, but I just don't hold it in such high esteem as I do that I used to. I gotta say the Broly fight really they did
Of the
they-
Super?
Yeah, they pulled that.
Well, I mean,
fucking-
visually, I can't argue with that. But I think in terms of big moments.
except for the part with all the CG shit, where it's like Broly.
Yeah, but it was
all that
masked
shit.
so well. Like, it was still better than.
It
Like,
wasn't masked. That shit wasn't masked at all. Like I was like, kind of made me cringe. But I think overall that fight is still fucking amazing.
yeah, it's hard for me to argue against how that fight looks. But I can't compare.
That's my only beef with it.
Yeah.
That big CG moment where it shows them all this shit going on around them.
I'd have to say Frieza versus Goku. Like, everything when Goku turned because of Krillin's death. And just like when Goku, I think it does it so, except for the timing. When Goku starts to beat him and Frieza starts to slip, I think it's done so convincingly.
What did they do? And
then when he's, like, disappearing-
What's so great about it is when Goku says, "We're done." Mm-hmm. He's like, "I'm done. You're already losing your power."
With every
losing
blow.
steam." Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really cool moment because he realized that Frieza's already beaten. He's like, "There's no point in fighting you now."
Yeah.
And how much that affected Frieza.
Yeah.
You know, so...
But I
it
mean,
doesn't change that fucking moment when Trunks comes back. For the first time when he's introduced.
Yeah.
And he kills Mecha Frieza.
I mean, that's one of my favorite moments.
That's a fucking awesome.
Because he just comes out of nowhere. Why is he Super Saiyan?
Yeah, and
then Piccolo hears it. My ears do more than frame my face.
That was the old dub. He doesn't say it in Kai.
Yeah, he says something a little different, doesn't he?
Well, he just basically Namekian's hearing is much more acute or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still a great moment.
It was
that move set too when he fucking disintegrates Frieza.
Yeah.
After he slices him up, and he does that thing, and he pulls his hand back.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool.
I think he only does that one other time.
He does the thing when he blows up the ship. He does that shit with his hands. Mm-hmm. And then he does the other thing with his sword. He's holding the sword.
Yeah.
He does the other shit with his hands, but it's not as fast.
Yeah. And then King Cold.
Yeah. I think it's this sword.
Yeah. It's not this sword or nothing.
Fucking idiot.
But, I don't know, like the Gohan versus Cell. Because, I mean, the whole Android saga for me is... I think it's the best thing.
I think Dragon Ball Z could have ended there. It didn't need the Majin Buu saga, but I've gone on to realize if you go back and watch... I read Dragon Ball. I didn't watch it. But I read the manga series. And there's a lot... It's very heavy in the mysticism and magic and shit. Yeah. And so Majin Buu ties back into that.
Yeah.
Just like the Red Ribbon Army bit and the androids tie back into him fighting the Red Ribbon Army and Dragon Ball. So it all plays into itself, and that's fine. But the Majin Buu arc was not as good as this androids and Cell.
I think it's the worst arc of them all, but it has one of the best moments. Was the Goku versus Vegeta?
Yeah.
When Vegeta fights Cell, it is like, and he blows up the top half.
Final flash.
I mean, like when it's playing like the Bruce Falconer, the dong dong dong, like the music. It is one of the coolest moments ever. And Goku's instant transmission.
Yeah, when he does the Kamehameha.
No! He just does it. And, and then Gohan's Kamehameha against him. And his fucking dead father behind him. It fucking makes me cry thinking about it, dude. It's such a great show to grow up to. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was very... He influenced a lot of work after he introduced Dragon Ball.
Well, look at The Matrix. Like, obviously the Wachowski twins were like, we're going to do some of this shit. You know what I mean? It was...
And so this fight definitely is reminiscent of that. Like it shows them.
Got my juices fired up to watching Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not there. I've already been watching it, I guess. So.
Yeah, well, I need to. Guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction to Dragon Ball. What if? If you like Dragon Ball, what if? Then just like and subscribe. Hit that notification. Leave a comment down below. It really helps us out. And tell us if you want us to react to anime.
But you know what? You don't have to.
You should, though.
You don't have to.
It's free.
You don't have to. Don't listen to it.